Clumsy Talk. Hey guys, I'm Maddie.
I'm Tristan.
And this is Tucker.
And we are the Jenos.
Hello.
We just wanted to make our first video, obviously. And if you guys are here, we want to say, first of all, welcome. And second of all, we are so grateful that you are here watching our videos. Because it means we're not just sitting here on the couch talking to ourselves.
Which also might happen.
True. Yeah, definitely possible. What are we doing sitting here on the couch talking to ourselves, you might ask?
I don't know.
Obviously, we are starting a YouTube channel. And the reason for that is because here in about a month, we are going to be living full-time in a camper. We are selling absolutely, not everything, but pretty close to everything we own. And whatever doesn't fit in the camper is getting left behind, and we're going to be traveling the country. We're super excited for what lies ahead, a little bit nervous too.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be an awesome lifestyle change.
So a little bit about what we do. We are intimate wedding and elopement photographers. So we travel a lot with weddings. Last year we shot several weddings in Washington, Idaho, New Mexico, Colorado, all these insanely gorgeous places. And we just realized like we were not able to spend a lot of time there. So that is one factor out of many that made us decide to move into our camper. So we can travel with everything. So
For sure.
all right, so we just want to share some of the reasons that we decided to do the whole camper thing and do the whole YouTube thing too, because I know that a lot of people ask us why, but one of them was just being more intentional. I think as we've kind of gotten older and just developed in like who we are and in our marriage, I think that we've just kind of come to realize that like intentionality with relationships, with living and all of that, like there's the list goes on, but intentionality with all of that has just like made us realize that life is not about material possessions, and it's not about, you know, how expensive your shoes are, all that stuff. And living in the camper, we just want to live a lot more simply. I know that was a huge decision for us. Just realizing like as we'd moved from apartment to apartment, just how much crap we had, like stuff we didn't need. Like the giveaway pile, remember in our Ames apartment?
It was huge.
Huge. We had all this stuff that was taking up emotional and physical space in our house and in our heart. And by getting rid of all of that, even where we're at right now with the process, like we just feel so much lighter and more authentic to who we are. So that's a big reason for that.
For sure. You know, come to think about it, you know, we had this huge pile of stuff that we were going to give away, stuff that we either didn't want anymore or stuff we maybe just forced ourselves to get rid of as we get closer and closer to our move-in date. And I would have to think really hard to even remember more than a couple of things in that pile, to be honest. You know, you don't realize how much stuff you really don't need until you start forcing yourself to pare it down. And then you start to realize that, you know, it's easier and easier than you think to get by living minimally.
So we mentioned earlier a little bit about intentionality, and a huge part of that for us is also going to be sustainability. As we move into the camper, there's going to be a lot of things that we just have to kind of think twice about, whether that's running shower water, doing dishes, water, electricity. For me, a big one is our food waste and how to find things more sustainably, how to find food more sustainably grown. And so I think this is just going to be a really cool journey that we take when it comes to that, because living in an apartment, I do feel that we do live half sustainably. I don't know, but I still also take like 40-minute showers sometimes. I'm really guilty.
That's not going to last long in the camper.
No. So, you know, just like stuff like that, I think we're just going to have to just be so much more intentional about and actually like realize how much water we're using. So I think it's so easy in our normal lives to just think, oh, like this one plastic water bottle won't count, or oh, this long shower won't count, or oh, I just played Xbox for 6 hours, the electricity that takes.
You don't even think about it.
No,
you know what I mean? One really cool thing about this project is that we're going to be living almost entirely off-grid. We're going to have a solar system set up for all of our electrical needs. Some of our larger appliances, like our fridge and our furnace, are going to be running entirely on propane. And then we're going to have water tanks. Our RV has a 38-gallon water tank, and our goal is to make that last 2 weeks. Between washing the dishes, showering, and just general drinking water, you're going to have to think a little bit more every time you turn on that tap or plug something into the wall. which is awesome, honestly, in my opinion, just because that's really something that you don't ever have to think about, living on grid. I mean, when's the last time anybody really ever paid attention to how much water they consumed or, how much power they actually paid for? And that's one thing I am excited for is just a little bit more accountability when it comes to that.
So another reason that we chose to live more simply in the camper was because the timing honestly just worked out really good. I know that not every single person is in the position at this point in their life to be able to do it,
Sure.
but we kind of were just like put in a situation where we were like, okay, like we're paying X amount for rent, and literally like we can make our camper payment like a fourth of that, all this stuff. And so I think that just kind of opened our eyes to like the only reason that we could say no was because we were scared. And it has been scary. Like, there has been a few nights where I've just laid in bed and been like...
Freaking out.
Anyways, yeah. So, I think that just saying no to letting fear control you is just a huge step. We really want to, with all of this, just encourage you. If you've been wanting to take this step, to just do it. Obviously, be smart about your decision, like, have a little bit of money saved up, ideally, all this stuff, but, like, just work towards that. If that's something you want, like, figure out how to make it happen, and, that's what we did. I mean, we've had to wait 6.5, 7 months, to do this, which, like, in the grand scheme of things is not very long, but it has felt like an eternity, but we've just kind of gotten ourselves in a position where... like, we feel comfortable. We got what we needed for a camper. We're looking at trucks and all this stuff. So just say yes to hard things. That sums all of this up.
That's the theme behind what we're doing. Like Maddie said, we're super blessed to just have the opportunity to be able to say yes. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people even have the ability to consider this kind of a choice, and you nailed it on the head. We didn't want the only thing holding us back is the fear of what might happen. You know what I mean? Because on the flip side of that coin, there are a lot of really, really awesome things that might and definitely will happen, and there's probably some pretty crummy things that'll happen too. But that's the objective of this YouTube series, and this whole channel in general, is just to show you guys what our experience is like, give you a little bit of information about what you could do to get a little bit closer to that lifestyle, or even just how to live it once you do make the decision, if you decide to do that. And if you don't, we'd love to have you along for the ride anyway, because we got some really cool stuff coming up, places to go, people to see. It's all going to be pretty great. We still need a truck for pulling the trailer, so that's going to be coming up very shortly. We're really excited to show that off to you guys. We've still got the whole solar project to install, bring the trailer home. We're building a couple of customizations to the trailer just to make it a little bit more homey for us. What are you most excited for?
I'm painting. I'm so pumped. I'm choosing out paint colors right now. I'm going to be retiling the shower.
Yeah, full bathroom.
Feels extra, but it's gonna look so good, you guys. It's
gonna be sweet.
Yeah.
And we plan on showing you guys all of it. So we really hope that you guys stay tuned for some of the big stuff we have coming up. We're just gonna kind of keep uploading as we can and staying in touch with you guys. And then, come mid-May, you're gonna start seeing some videos of us on the road. So stay tuned they probably won't be out in mid-May, but they'll be in the works. So look out for those. And again, we just want to emphasize how grateful we are to have you guys here on your computer, phone, tablet, whatever, watching us. We don't know what we're doing, but we're figuring it out as we go. And you know what? That's life, right? I mean, in the grand scheme of things, who can really claim they know everything about what's going on around them?
Not us. We just really want to build a community of like-minded people, people who aren't afraid to say yes to big things, people who say yes to being bold and just doing what life throws at them. So if you live in a van, you live in a camper, or you just love adventuring, hit us up. Let's go take some photos. I've said this a bajillion times, but we are excited to have you on this journey, and we just really hope that you follow along with us as things get just a little crazier.
So, guys, that's all we have for you today. Again, thank you so much for checking the channel out. And if you're excited for some of the stuff we just talked about in the last few minutes, stay tuned because we got a lot coming your way. Stay rad.
Stay rad, dudes. Bye-bye.